Alright guys, here's a new weed eater bike build. As you can see, I have all the mount already on from my old one. I have the throttle still on. There's the old motor. I have everything hooked up, even the speedometer and all the brackets and holes. Everything's still lined up, so all I have to do is bolt on the motor. And this one, I'm not thinking it's too good, because there's this doesn't seem like there's hardly any compression. There's maybe, I don't know what exactly happened to it, but it just won't run anymore. It like backfired like crazy, and it just completely died on me while I was riding it, and I can never get it started. But I tried swapping on a different carburetor, so that's the new one, and it still wouldn't work. So I'm going to put this carburetor on this motor, and I have to drill out the holes because I used nuts and bolts because they seem to hold up stronger, but I have to drill this one out because the screw has broken off on it. So, yeah, this is a relatively new motor. It's not brand new, but it's nowhere near as old as my old one. This one had over 1,000 miles on this motor, on this bike, which is pretty intense. I never thought this weed eater motor, this $70 weed eater motor, would get that far. So yeah, this is just a intro videotape as I go along. There we go. Alright, so the motor's mounted. Drilled out the holes. I had to drill out that bolt and cut away some metal for this top piece. Right there on this bracket to make this nut sit flush. Yeah, so just got to put on the gas tank. I don't know how to put it on before. Oh, you know what? I think that's a different gas tank. I'll swap gas tanks. This one doesn't fit because of these bolts. And the old one did. So I think the other gas tank is different. Oh, yeah. No, it looks the same size. Oh, I know what I did. Whoops. I put the screws on backwards. That's it. So I'll go ahead and swap all those, I think. Or I'll just zip tie this on. Because I don't want them sticking out anyway. I might hit the flywheel or something. I think I'm just gonna zip tie it on with these two holes. Alright, so yeah. Do an update there. Alright, so got the motor on. They're all hooked up. It's tightened down. Just gotta put some air in the tires and some fuel. I just zip tied it because I didn't feel like spinning the bolts around. Hopefully it doesn't vibrate through those bolts right there. Peg seems to be good centered. I didn't feel like taking this off, and cutting it and reversing it, and cutting these off like I did on mine. I'm just hoping this thing runs. Get some gas. But ground's a little wet, and it won't start if it's wet. So there's rain all over the cars. So yeah, I mean, I'll try to start it. So, yeah. It's the next update. Alright guys, so I ran it and my driveway is dry. It kicked over, but then it hit the wet sidewalk in the wet road. And I want to go. You can see tires wet, pegs wet. But it did run. Not for long, but it did. That was surprising. So I'll just go a little overview. I thought I bought this gas tank a while ago, but it's not hooked up because this doesn't have a fuel filter, and I don't know if it's too far for just the carburetor to, take in fuel without a pump. So I'm just gonna run it off the gas tank. But throttle setup is just a brake cable with one of those little ball things in there, and I got it run down, held on by one of these, run down. I did a loop because it was really long that went under here, coming down to here. You can see I just put one of these things on again, little hose clamp, and then I got the open cord running all the way. I had some electrical tape covering it, but it's fallen off, and I got it run underneath the cleaner, the air box that's supposed to be on here, but I lost, and it's coming up back around, and it's right there. You can see this is it right here, and I have it zip tied through the hole on the throttle, so when I pull on this, it pulls on the throttle. I got it run behind the little piece there. I don't know how good you can see that. But yeah, I've been running like that with the old motor. I just thought I'd do it. I'm doing a quick overview. But yeah, it seems to be working good. I put the spark plug from my motor on just because my brother told me the spark plug was bad on the other one. And mine worked. Gas tank is just zip tied on because of the bolt issue. I'll go over the bracket. So how I mounted the bracket. I believe it's a 5/8 threaded rod, mounted with some U-bolts. Now this has been on here for a while, so it is just caked on dirt. See that? I also have Loctite on every single bolt. But yeah, you can see that. And then over here, I got attached to the threaded rod, I have two big 5/8 nuts and a lock washer clamping these two brackets on. And these two brackets are just angled aluminum. Steel would be better because I had smaller aluminum. Angled aluminum, it started to bend, but this bigger stuff hasn't bent, luckily. Yeah, I got one bracket coming off here going to this top mount. See right there where I bolted it on. I drilled this out, so you don't use the Torx threaded screws anymore, you use regular bolts. Bottom bracket goes under here and mounts here and right in there. Can't really see that, but there's a bolt here, here, and here. So it's a triangle mount, basically. And to tighten it down, I tried like a trampoline spring a while back, but it wouldn't keep tension. Like, it'd be bump. If like I ran over a bump, it would lose tension. And just the easiest thing for me so far has just been to drill a hole from here, and then to drill a hole here, and just mount another piece of angled aluminum. I wanted to try the where it's like a threaded rod and a threaded rod, and you twist the thing in the middle. But I just never got around to that because this has worked fine. The only problem is I can't easily ride this as a regular bike. I have to use a wrench and take this off. Whereas the threaded piece, you could just twist it. So that's the bracket part. With the motors, what I've done with all of them, this has a clutch that threads on. These are like a 25 or 26 cc, pretty generic motor. My red one was a Home Light. I don't know what this one was, but it's the same exact motor. I don't think it was a Home Light. Sorry, but yeah, these a flywheel here, and then they have a clutch threaded on. So you unscrew the clutch, and all you do is thread on a bicycle peg. And let's see there. If you remember, if you watch any of my old videos with the old motor, I had a little different setup with the peg. On here, drill bit. On here, I had a problem where the flywheel came off. So what I did was I took a spacer and I tightened this nut down, and that pushed on the spacer, which pushed on the flywheel. And then I had a bicycle peg that I cut in half, right about here, and then I screwed on backwards. So the contact was like this. But this seems to work fine. Mine was just messing up where it was too far over. I don't know what was happening there. But this motor I think is pretty much done. It has over 1,000 miles on it. Piston in there is, see that? I don't know, but yeah, 1,000 miles is pretty good. But I have this motor, much newer. I got one single brake on the front. This is off like a gear bike, so it has all the clickers. It's the only one I had at the time, and it's worked fine. So that's the weedeater bike. I still have the same bracket and everything, just as the old one, just a new motor set up. So if you have any questions, just let me know. It's been like, I think 3 years since my first weedeater bike motor with weedeater bike video with this motor, and that's up to almost 60,000 views. So yeah, if you have any questions on the build or anything, I'm sure I can try to help. So just leave a comment or shoot me a message. Thanks for watching. Turn here. Alright. It's running. I took off the carburetor. I cleaned out the little screen underneath here. And it runs good. Alright. Peace.